My name is Mathieu Glissant and I'm the visual curator for Circle Odyssey. Circle Odyssey is an immersive concert experience, nomadic immersive concert experience, where we travel the world with our setup, with our immersive room. Like being in a monumental room, 50 meters wide, 12 meters high, with projection screens on the roofs, a central sound system, but also a surround sound that enables us to spatialize each music experience. So to build this massive Odyssey project, of course we had to find the perfect partners, most of them in France, I have to say. We have, of course, for the visuals, which was the first, maybe the main challenge for us, we have Smode. For the sound, which was, of course, also one of the most important aspects of the experience, we have L Acoustics and also Earcam. We can count on Panasonic for the video projectors and on ETC for the workflow around the projectors. Each of these feeds that are 8K feeds that are simultaneous and that need to be completely fluid and without hiccups in the live, even when we have to change up what we had planned. And we have also pretty impressive light installation with lasers, about 500 different lights. And all of this works together to create a very impressive and pretty intense experience. The tool, the program Smode, was very important to us. It enabled us to have a lot of freedom to get into new areas of the immersive experience. We also use Smode with its 3D preview tool, which enabled us to project ourselves in the room, in the Odyssey room, before Odyssey was created. What I appreciate also with Smode, it's the chain of creation that we have. We have, of course, the tool, the live tool, but we have all the creative part before we are at the concerts. And Smode is not just passive in that sense, it's also a tool that enables us to be even more comfortable with the creation of each show. We are very thankful not only for the program, but also for the technicians and the people that operate Smode. Because Smode is not just a program, I think it's a whole community. And this community is a community of passionate people about their jobs. And the Smode technicians that came with us in the travel party and that did the Odyssey adventure with us, they were amazing because they saved us from a lot of touchy and difficult situations, which are the normal situations when you tour, but especially become very difficult when any kind of mistake is on a 12-meter high screen. And it's not the same when you have smaller screens in traditional venues. When you're surrounded by screens and something doesn't work, you can't hide it. So we needed the stability of a program, the responsiveness of the tool, but we also needed the team that was able to guarantee that the show would go on whatever happened. And this is what we got with Smode. And now I think you guys should check out the operators from Smode.
On a intégré Smode à la base pour la flexibilité, pour toute la complexité des shows Odyssey. L'idée c'était d'être vraiment le plus flexible possible, le plus malléable possible pour modifier les shows, adapter tous les shows avec tous les artistes différents. Et on peut avoir des restitutions au timecode et en live. C'est vraiment les deux modes de restitution qu'on a pour ces shows. Pour compléter les prises de vue réelles qui ont été faites par Niels et par le réalisateur de toutes les images de prises de vue réelles, on a mis en place quelques génératifs Smode, quelques médias digitaux pour justement pouvoir faire la transition entre le monde réel et le monde un peu plus digital. Voilà, c'était vraiment l'idée de la chose. Et l'avantage avec le génératif Smode, c'est que nous pouvons interagir sur tous les paramètres en temps réel au rythme de la musique. On a une caméra virtuelle qui tourne autour d'un groupe de particules. Donc là on peut agir sur la vitesse de rotation de la caméra virtuelle ce qui donne vraiment un effet de rotation. Et puis on peut rajouter des petits effets comme ça en live, pimper un peu la génération de particules.
Là, c'est du nuage qui est fait en full generative mode avec les sprite sheets, les sprite points qui sont directement dans le logiciel, donc sans média extérieur. Et si je passe là sur la vue 3D, donc on voit que c'est de la particule faite en temps réel. Et là-dessus, on a des contrôles comme par exemple faire apparaître ou disparaître les nuages. Là, j'ai mis juste la vitesse, mais après, en vrai, on peut contrôler tout, la couleur, etc. Et ça nous permet de réagir aussi sur le live, sur la musique et de faire du vidging, mais avec tout à disposition parce qu'on l'a fait directement en ce mode. Donc on peut piloter à la console, au téléphone, envoyer des éclairs en même temps. Donc on a plein de façons d'envoyer un show.
This mode enables you to continue your show and fix your problems at the same time without the audience seeing what's going on. This mode, in that sense, is one of the best partners that we could wish for because they are willing to evolve with us, and that's something that's amazing.